Welcome back to Movie Recap. Today I'm gonna show you a 2010 action thriller film called Salt. Spoilers ahead. Sit back, relax and enjoy. The movie begins in North Korea. A woman is being tortured by the North Korean soldiers accusing her of being a spy, but the woman consistently denies the accusations, until she was released in exchange for another prisoner. It turns out that she is ready to die, and needs to die according to the protocols of her job. However, the woman's husband is determined to do everything to save her, even if he had to do it himself. That is why her boss had no choice but to save her from being executed by the North Korean government. Cut to 2 years from then, in Washington, the woman named Evelyn Salt and her husband, Mike Krause, an arachnologist, is celebrating their anniversary. Evelyn is watching a tutorial video on how to fold table napkins when her boss Ted Winter shows up. Evelyn and Ted work for the Central Intelligence Agency. The two were shown to have a good friendship regardless of Ted being Evelyn's boss. They were about to leave work when a CIA officer notifies them that a Russian defector submitted himself in. Being the best in her work, Evelyn was assigned to do the interrogation. On their way to the interrogation room, they meet Peabody, a counterintelligence officer. After making sure everything is ready, Evelyn proceeds with the interrogation. The Russian introduced himself as Oleg Vasily Orlov, and disclosed the plan to destroy America. He then proceeds to share a story after asking for Evelyn's permission. The story is about the love story of a female grandmaster in chess and a wrestler. The two had a baby, but unfortunately, she died. Not knowing that their baby was swapped by another child and kidnapped, they buried a child that is not theirs. The kid eventually became a well-trained Russian spy. Lastly, he revealed that a Russian spy will assassinate President Boris Matveyev of Russia during the funeral of the Vice President of the United States of America. Contented with the answer she got, and with the time running out for her preparation for their anniversary, Evelyn decides to leave when Orlov suddenly says something that shocked everyone. Oleg says that Evelyn Salt is the name of the Russian spy. Worried, Evelyn tries to contact her husband, thinking that he is in danger after Oleg's accusations. Ted still trusts Evelyn that she is not a Russian spy, but Peabody thinks otherwise. As per protocol, they put Evelyn in a secure location to question her. Meanwhile, Oleg is being escorted. While in the elevator, he killed his 2 escorts and escaped. This, then, alerts everyone. Back to Evelyn, she is still worried about her husband, which is why she tries to escape. Ted tries to talk to her out of the situation, telling her to cooperate, but her main priority is her husband's safety. She asks if Ted already contacted her husband. Not getting the answer she wants, she continues her escape. Evelyn manages to outsmart the tactical team that was sent to catch her, and she is able to go home. Unfortunately, she finds no one but their dog. Seeing a chair on the ground, she already knew her husband has been kidnapped. Before leaving, she brought with her the dog, and one of the spiders that his husband is studying. Managing to escape again from Peabody, she left her dog to a neighbor and gets away. However, she is still spotted by Ted on the road and chases her, so is Peabody. Finally, they were able to corner her at the bridge. When she is about to surrender, she spots an incoming truck under the bridge. Not giving up, she jumps off the bridge and lands on the truck. Ted, Peabody, and his team continue to follow her, but after a long chase, Evelyn is finally able to escape. Evening comes, and she arrives in New York. She checks in a hotel near the venue of the wake, as she prepares everything for her plan. The day of the funeral of the vice president comes, and the Russian President Matveyev arrived. The place, including the whole block, is heavily guarded. Evelyn, on the other hand, makes her way through the subway. Printing the map of the subway the night before, she smoothly made her way through the securities. Meanwhile, the Russian president is sharing his eulogy when they heard some rumblings, and the ground that he is standing on suddenly collapses. Evelyn, who is waiting at the bottom, shoots President Boris. Peabody and his men arrived at the crime scene. Evelyn already has him in point-blank range, but she did not shoot him. Instead, she surrendered. As they are taking Evelyn out, Ted, waiting outside, is understandably mad, and disappointed to his friend he curses her. He says to Peabody that he is right all along. However, Peabody notices something different in Evelyn's behavior. Then we have a flashback of 2 kids, named Natasha and Schneider, talking to each other. It is then revealed that Evelyn Salt is indeed Natasha Chenkov. Kidnapped from her parents when she was a baby, she, along with other kids, are trained to be spies. Going back to the present, Evelyn is seating in a police car when she tries to escape. Causing a lot of damage, she, again, manages to escape and flee back to Russia. Meanwhile, the assassination of President Boris sparks a conflict between the USA and Russia. Thinking that Evelyn Salt is an American CIA officer who killed their previous president, the new Russian president is waging a war against the United States of America. Evelyn is now back in Russia, and was greeted by Oleg, who was revealed to be their leader and father figure. She, then, asks Oleg if they have his husband, Mike. Oleg stated that they have to make sure since getting married was not part of the plan. He takes Evelyn to the place where they have Mike captive. Looking down and guns pointed at her, she watches her husband died of drowning. She holds back her tears, and shows no signs of emotion. After seeing this, Oleg is now satisfied, and welcomes her back again as his daughter. They all celebrate, and the people who just pointed their guns at her just seconds ago now call her sister. After a while, the two of them, Evelyn and Oleg, were discussing the next part of the plan. After hearing the plan, Evelyn suddenly breaks the bottle of liquor she is holding, and uses it to kill Oleg, stabbing him repeatedly. She, then, proceeds to arm herself and go on a killing spree, killing every person in their base. She immediately left the place and proceed to the location where Oleg instructed her to come, where she will meet one of their comrades. In a private plane, she is surprised to see one of the children that used to train together with her, Schneider. After talking about the plan, they fly back to America to finish their mission, to kill the President of the United States of America. On the White House, they patiently waited for the President. When the President walks past them, Evelyn, disguised as a NATO liaison, asks Schneider what will be his part of the plan. After telling her the answer with a smile on his face, he pushes her to the ground and starts shooting people. Everyone is in chaos, and the security of the President, along with Ted, evacuates the President to the bunker, the safest place in the White House. Angered, the President stated that they will fight back if this attack is initiated by the Russians. Being shot multiple times by the security, Schneider brings out a grenade, and took his own life with others as the grenade explodes. Inside the elevator, Ted alerted everyone that he saw Evelyn Salt disguised as a soldier. Back to Evelyn, she takes advantage of the situation to do her part. After removing her disguise, she then proceeds to follow them. The security and Ted successfully take the President to the control room inside the bunker. However, even with the heavy security, Evelyn successfully manages to follow them. A war is about to begin. There is evidence that Russia is preparing to launch their nuclear weapons. The President of the USA, on the other hand, is also preparing to initiate an attack. Setting the nuclear weapons, they are waiting for the opportunity to strike. When they see Evelyn in the camera, just outside the control room, some security officers set out to take her down. Ted volunteers to join, but the officer refuses to hand him a gun. This is when Ted takes matters in his own hands. He grabs a gun and starts shooting everyone in the control room, even the President. When Evelyn arrives at the control room, she cannot believe her eyes. It turns out that Ted Winter is also a Russian spy. Just a year earlier than Evelyn, he sets out to fulfill his role in the mission. The mission is to kill millions of Muslim people and enrage them, so that America will suffer a painful death. Ted, having the control of the nuclear weapon using the dead president's biometrics, sets the location of the bombing to 2 Muslim cities. Evelyn convinces Ted that she wants to join him. He is about to agree when a news flash aired. President Boris of Russia is alive all along. Presumed dead, he just experienced temporary paralysis. Evelyn did not actually kill President Boris, but poisoned him using the venom that she got from her late husband's spider. The two, then, have a confrontation. Evelyn realizes what Ted wanted. He wants someone to be blamed for the death of the President of the United States, and the bombing that will kill millions of people. Ted just mocks her and tells her that he will be the hero when all is done. Evelyn, then, starts shooting the glass between them, but it is bulletproof so she cannot break it. Thinking smart, she is able to get inside the control room by destroying the computerized lock mechanism of the door. With a little time remaining before the bombs will launch, the two of them fight and, clearly, has the upper hand. However, Evelyn still manages to stop the launch of the bombs at the last second, exactly when the authorities arrive. Ted, still the good guy in the authorities' eyes, continues his act while Evelyn is arrested. Meanwhile, Peabody is waiting outside when he receives a text message that Oleg and his men were found dead. Evelyn, in handcuffs, walks past him and looks at him thoroughly. Peabody has a suspicion, but cannot dwell with it yet. The security is taking Evelyn into custody, while Ted is getting treatment for his wounds. Waiting for Evelyn at the top of the stairs, he planned to kill her, but Evelyn, who knows what Ted will about to do, also plans to do the same. Acting first, she jumps on top and past him. She choked him using her handcuffs. Putting all the weight on her, She hangs on the balcony as long as she could. The authorities act as fast as they could, but she still manages to choke him to death. Later on, they take Evelyn in a chopper where Peabody is waiting for him. She will be transferred to the custody of the FBI. Peabody and Evelyn talk. While talking, Peabody received a text message again, and this confirms his assumption that Evelyn killed Oleg and the others. He still did not want to believe and trust Evelyn. But after telling him everything, Peabody decides to trust Natasha Chenkov, also known as Evelyn Salt, in her mission to take out the entire Russian spy. The movie ends with Evelyn escaping the chopper and jumping off to the lake. She, then, manages to swim to the shore and gets away without the chopper spotting her. With the news circulating that she is dead, she can now continue her mission. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this to help the channel out. Have a nice day.